A constant lover lamenteth, by Henry Howard. Since fortune's wrath envieth the wealth, when I reigned, by the side of that, had fed mine eyes by stealth with sore, sweet, dread, and delight, let not my grief move you to moan, for I will weep and wail alone. Spite drave me into boreas rain, where hoary frost the fruits to bite, and hills were spread, and every plain with stormy winter's mantle white. And yet, my dear, such was my heat, when others froze, then did I sweat. And now, born with sun I drive, whose fervent flame all things decays, his beams and brightness may not strive with the light of your sweet golden rays, nor from my breast his heat remove the frozen thoughts craven by love. Neither may the waves of a sword flood quench with your beauty set on fire, or mine eyes forbear the food that did relive for hot desire. Such as I was, such will I be your own, or would ye more of me? A praise of his love, by Henry Howard. Give place, ye lovers, here before, that spend your boasts and brags in vain. My lady's beauty passeth more the best of yours. I dare well sayn, that doth the sun the candlelight, or brightest day the darkest night. And thereto half a froth is just, as held Penelope fair, for what she saith, ye may trust, as it by writing sealed were. And virtues hath she many more than I with pen have skill to show. I could rehearse, if that I would, the whole effect of nature's plaint, and she had lost the perfect mould, the like to whom she could not paint. Of wringing hand, how she did cry, and what she said, I know it I. And now she swore with raging mind, the kingdom only set apart, and was not lost by law of kind, it could have gone so near her heart. And this was chiefly all her pain, she could not make the like again. So if nature was gave the praise, to be the chiefest work she wrought. In faith, methinks some better ways on your behalf might well be sought, and to compare as ye have done, to match a candle with the sun. And vow to love faithfully, howsoever he be rewarded, by Henry Howard. Set me where as the sun doth parch the green, or where his beams do not dissolve your eyes, in temperate heat, where he is felt and seen, in presence pressed of people, mad or wise. Set me in high, or yet in low degree, in longest night or in the shortest day, in clearest sky, or where clouds thickest be, in lusty youth, or when my hairs are grey. Set me in heaven, in earth, or else in hell, in hill or dale, or in the foaming flood, frail or at large, alive whereso I dwell, sick or in health, in evil fame or good, hers will I be, and only with this thought content myself, although my chance be naught. Alas, so all things now do hold their peace, by Henry Howard. Alas, so all things now do hold their peace, heaven and earth disturbed in nothing. The beasts, the air, the birds, their song do cease, the night share the stars about it doth bring. Calm is the sea, the waves work less and less. So am not I, whom love alas doth bring before my face a great increase of my desires, whether I weep and sing, and joy and woe, send it up for lease. My sweet thoughts sometime do pleasure bring, but by and by the cause of my disease gives me a pang that inwardly doth sting, and that I think what grief it is again, to live and lack the thing should rid my pain. An epitaph from Clere, Surrey's faithful friend and follower, by Henry Howard. Norfolk sprung we, Lambeth Howards we dead. Clere, of account of Claremont, thou high, within the womb of Ormond's race for bread, and sawest the cousin crowned in thy sight. Shelton for love, Sawyer for lord for chase, I me, whilst life did last, that league was tender, tracing whose steps was waste Kelsall blaze, Landracy burnt, weather Boulogne surrender. At Montreal gates, hopeless of all recure, thine earl, half dead, gave on thy hand his will, which caused thee this pinning death procure, as summers 4 times, 7 thou couldst fulfil. Clere, if love had booted it care or cost, heaven had not won, nor earth so timely lost. Brittle Beauty, by Henry Howard. Brittle beauty that nature made so fair, for forgive the small and short the season, flowering today, tomorrow apt to fail, tickle treasure, abhorrent of reason, dangerous to deal with vain, of none avail, costly in keeping, past not worth to peason. Slipper, sliding as an eel's tail, jewel of jeopardy that peril doth assail, false and untrue, enticed of to treason, enemy to youth, that most may bewail. A bitter sweet, infecting as the poison of fastest fruit that the frost is taken, today ready ripe, tomorrow to shaken. Complained of the absence of her lover being upon the sea, by Henry Howard. O happy dames, that may embrace the fruit of your delight, help to bewail the woeful case, and act the heavy plight of me that want to rejoice the fortune of a pleasant choice. Good ladies, help to fill my morning voice. In ship afraid with remembrance of thoughts and pleasures past, he sails with half and governance my life while I will last. With scathing sighs, for lack of gale, furthering his hope, that is a sail toward me with sweet port of his avail. Alas, so often dreams I see, was eyes that were my food, which sometimes so delighted me, but yet they do me good. With awake with his return, with absent flame that make me burn, and when I find the lack Lord, how mourn. And other lovers in arms across rejoice for chief delight, round in tears to mourn my loss as stands the bitter night in my window, where I may see before the winds how the clouds flee. Love what a mariner laugh have made me. And in green waves when the sword flood that rise by rage of wind, and thousand fancies in that mood ascend my restless mind. Alas, not wretched of my sweet foe, that with the spoil of my heart had go and left me, but alas, my did he so. And when the seas wax calm again to chase from my annoy, my doubtful hope doth cause me pain, so dread cuts off my joy. Thus my wealth mingled with foe, and of each thought doubt doth grow. Now he comes, will he come? Alas, no, no. Description of a restless state of a lover by Henry Howard. And youth had led me half a race, but Cupid's scourge had made me run. I looked back to meet the place from whence my weary course began. When I saw how my desire by guiding ill had led the way, and I, too greedy of a higher, had made me lose a better prey. When in sighs I spent the day, and could not cloak my grief of game, a warning smoke did still bewray the present heat of secret flame. When salt tears do bane my breast, where love's pleasant trains have sown, a beauty half a fruit suppressed, ere the buds were sprung and blown. Then mine eyne did still pursue the flying chase of every crest, where greedy looks did oft renew the hidden wound within my breast. And every look these cheeks might stain, already pale to glowing red, by outward signs appeared plain, to her for help my heart was fled. And all too late love learned of me to paint all kind of colours new, to blind where eyes that else should see my spragged cheeks with Cupid's hue. And over covered breast acclaim, and worship Cupid secretly, and nourish his secret flame, from whence no blazing sparks do flare. Love doth reign and live by Henry Howard. Love doth reign and live within my fort, and build a seat within my captive breast. Clad in the arms within with me he fought, oft my face he doth his banner rest. But she that taught me love and suffer pain, my doubtful hope and ache my hot desire, if shamefaced look to shed and refrain, her smiling grace converteth straight to ire. And coward love into the harder pace taketh his flight, when he doth lurk in plain, his purpose lost, and then it show his face. For my lord's guilt it was a faultless bitter pain, yet from my lord shall not my foot remove, sweet to death taketh end by love. Of thy life Thomas this compass will mark, by Henry Howard. Of a life, Thomas, with compass will mark, when I with full sails for high seas to beat, never coward dread in shining storms dark, on shallow shores where keel and peril threat. Whose gladly hulls of the golden mean, void of dangers advisedly half his home, and of love some muck, as a den a clean, no palace like, a disdain may gloom. Of lofty pine that great wind often rides, a violent sway for in torrents deep, a lightning assaults for high mountains and cliffs. A heart well staked, and outward steep, hope of immense, and sweet of fear was sure. God that senteth with a true winter sharp, no ill, not I was, and service to lure with bow and bend shall sheath, and frame to harbor's voice. In strait as the pier was stout, and so wise even like a gale of wind, all the puffed sails shall fill, look well about, take and reef, haste and waste, approved thou find. Said me was the son of Parch the Green, by Henry Howard. Said me was the son of Parch the Green, and where his beams do not dissolve the ice, in temperate heat where he is felt and seen, in presence of pressed of people mad or wise. Said me in higher yet in low degree, and longest night or in the shortest day, clear sky, where clouds thickest be, and last youth with my hairs are grey. Said me in heaven and earth or else in hell, and hill or dale or on the foaming flood, thrall or at large, alive whereso I dwell, sick or in health and evil fame or good. Hers will I be, and only with his thought content myself over my chance be known. The Ages of Men by Henry Howard. Late in my quiet bed, and study was I were, I saw within my troubled head a heap of thoughts appear. I thought it shows so lively in mine eye, that now I sighed, when I smiled, as cause of thought it rise. I saw the little boy and thought, how oft that he did wish of God to escape a rod, a till young man to be, the young man eke that feels his bones with pain suppressed. I would be a rich old man to live and lie at rest. A rich old man that sees his end drawn so sore, how he would be a boy again to live so much the more. And full oft I smile to see her always free, from man to boy, would shop and change decree. Amusing was I think the case is very strange, that man from wealth to live in woe doth ever seek to change. Was a thoughtful as I lay, I saw my withered skin, how it doth show my dinted jaws, the flesh was worn so thin, and eke my toothless chaps, the gates of my right way, and opes and shuts as I do speak, to was unto my say. White and harsh hairs, messengers of age, which shall like lines of true belief, this life doth as hunch, bids we lay hand and feel them hanging on my chin, which the right to ages past of further coming in, hang up wherefore, out of our young wanton time, and woe when beaten out the habit's life to find. And I sighed and said, well, my wanton joy, rather by packing trudge for me to have a little boy, and him was for me, the time most heaviest, for that time by treason had to know the truth of this. The fancy which I would have served long, by Henry Howard. The fancy which I have served long, that have always been enemy to mine ease, seemed of late to rue upon my wrong, and bade me fly because of my misease. And I forthwith thy praise out of a throng, that fought by flight my painful heart to please, some other way, till I saw faith more strong. To myself I said, alas those days, in vain were spent, to run the race so long. And that thought I met my guy, that plain, out of the way wherein I wandered long. Brought me amidst the hullers and base lane, where I am now as restless and remain, against my will, for pleasure with my pain. The forsaken lover describeth and forsaketh love, by Henry Howard. Our love some place where I have seen and heard my dear, and my heart her eye hath made her thought appear, a glimpsing with such grace, as fortune it ne would that last any space between us longer should. As fortune did advance to further my desire, even so our fortunes chance thrown all amidst the mire. What I have deserved with true and faithful heart is to his hands reserved, but never felt the smart. But happy is that man that scapeth half a grief, that love will teach him can by wanton his relief. As Scrooge to quiet minds it is to take a feed, and come and plague that binds that travail without meat. This gift that hath owed her, who enjoys it most, a thousand troubles grow to vex his varied ghost. And last it may not long, the truest think of all, and sure the greatest wrong what is within this frail. But since thou, dearest place, canst give me no account of my desired grace, and I to have was want farewell, or hast me taught to think me not the first, but love have set aloft and cast in the dust. The golden gift that nature did thee give, by Henry Howard. The golden gift that nature did thee give, to fasten friends and feed them at their will, the form and favour, taught me to believe, of art made to show her greatest skill, whose hidden virtues are not so unknown, but lively dooms might gather at the first. A beauty so her perfect seed hath sown, of other graces fuller needs there must. Now certes, lady, since all this is true, and from above the gifts of us select, do not efface them, then the fancies new, nor change my minds, that not the mind infect, but mercy him, my friend, a doth we serve, who seeks always thine honour to preserve. The lover describeth his restless state, by Henry Howard. As oft as I behold, and see the sovereign beauty that me bound, when I my comfort is to me, alas, the fresh as my wound. As flame doth quench by rage of fire, running streams consumes by rain, so doth the sight that I desire appease my grief and deadly pain. Like as a fly would seethe the flame, and thinks to play her in the fire, had found her woe and sought her game, a grief to grow by her desire. First when I saw those crystal streams, whose beauty made my mortal wound, I let afford within the beams so sweet a venom to have found. When wilful will did prick me forth, blind Cupid did me whip and guide, force made me take my grief and worth. My fruitless hope my harm did hide. When I sit for cruel bit, with sharp repulse none can resist, and eke with spur that strains each wit to run a race against his list. As cruel waves full oft be found against the rocks to roar and cry, so doth my heart full oft rebound against my breast full bitterly. And as the spider draws the line, with labour lost their frame I suit. The fault is hers, the loss is mine, oft I'll sown seed, such is the fruit. I fall and see mine own decay, as he that bears flame in his breast forgets for pain to cast away the thing that breedeth his unrest. The lover excuseth himself of suspected change, by Henry Howard. Though I regarded not the promise made by me, or passed not to spot my faith and honesty, yet with my fancy strange and wilful will to wit, if I sought not to change a falcon for a kite, all men might well dispraise my wit and enterprise, were I esteemed a piece, with a pearl in price. and judged the owl in sight, the sparhawk to excel, that flieth but in the night, as all men know right well. Or if I sought to sail into the brittle port, the anchor holder failed, to such as to resort, and leave the heaven sure, there blows the blustering wind, the fickleness on earth, so far forth as I find. Now think me not so light, nor of so churlish kind, about lay in my mind the bondage to unbind, and I would leave the hint to hunt the ganders found. Now I have no mind to make exchanges, so nor yet to change it, or to think it may not be that I should seek to fall for my felicity. Desires for to win, and love for to forgo, or new change to begin, or may always be so. The fire it cannot freeze, for it is not his kind, nor true love cannot leave the constance of my mind. Yet as soon shall the fire want he to blaze and burn, as I in such desire have once a thought to turn. The Means to Attain a Happy Life by Henry Howard. Marshal the things that do attain, happy life be these I find. A riches left, not got with pain, a fruitful ground, the quiet mind. The equal friend, no grudge nor strife, no charge of rule nor governance. A vow disease for healthful life, a household of continence. The mean diet, no delicate fare, true wisdom joined with simpleness. The night discharged of all care, the wine with wit may not oppress. The faithful wife, vow debate, such as sleeps as may beguile the night, contented with thine own estate, ne wish for death, ne fear his mind. The Things That Cause a Quiet Life by Henry Howard. My friend, the things that do attain the happy life be these I find. Riches left, not got with pain, the fruitful ground, the quiet mind. The equal friend, no grudge nor strife, no charge of rule nor governance, vow disease for healthy life, a household of continence. The mean diet, not dainty fare, true wisdom joined with simpleness. The night discharges of all care, the wine with wit may not oppress. The faithful wife without debate, such as sleeps that may beguile the night. Content thyself with thine estate, never wish death, nor fear his might. To his Mistress by Henry Howard. If he that erst the form so lily drew of Venus' face, triumphed in painter's art, the father then would gloited in suit by whose pencil the goddess made for art. Touched the flame the figure made some rue, and with the love surprised many a heart. Belike yet that should cure their hot desire, for constant flame and quench a kindle dire. To the lady that scorned her lover by Henry Howard. All I had a cheek to give a maid his heart, for I found a neck to keep my man in guard. And you that hardy are, to give so great essay unto man of war, to drive his man away. I read you take good heed at Marcus' foolish verse, how I will so provide that I will have your verse. And when your verse is said, and all your war is done, shall yourself be glad to end that you begun. If by chance I win your person in the field, too late when you come in yourself to me to yield. For I will use my power, as captain full of might, and such I will devour, as used to shew me spite. And for because you gave me check in such degree, this vantage low I have, no check and guard to thee. Defend it if thou may, stand stiff in thine estate, shall will I say, if I can give thee maid. Too dearly had I bought, by Henry Howard. Too dearly had I bought my green and youthful years, for mine age I could not find when craft for love appears. Instead of all common court among the rest, yet can I judge in colours dim as deep as can the best. A grief torments the man that suffered secret smart, to break it forth unto some friend it easeth well the heart. Thus stands it now with me for my beloved friend. This case is thine for whom I feel such torment of my mind, and for thy sake I burn so deep in my secret breast, that till thou know my how disease my heart can have no rest. I see of thine abuse, I've rested to thy wits, at all it yields to thy desire and follows weak by fits. Where thou hast loved so long with heart and all thy power, I see thee fed with faint words, thy freedom to devour. I know thou she say nay, and would it well withstand, and in her graceful head the most, she bear thee but in hand. I see a pleasant she and chiefest of her suit. When thou art gone, I see him come, that gathers up the fruit, and eke in thy respect I see the base degree of him to whom she gave the heart that promised was to be. I see, what would you more, stood never man so sure on woman's word, and wisdom would mistrust to endure. When each thing, save a lover in spring, will vie with the pleasure, by Henry Howard. A windsor wall sustained my varied arm, my hand, my chin, to ease my restless head. A pleasant plot rested green with warm, a blossom bors of lusty verse spread. Of Lord meets, where the birds so late mine eyes discover, and to whom my mind resort with jolly woes, the hateless short debate, the raker life, what longs to love's sport. Where with the lust, the heavy charge of care, hate my breast breaks forth against my will in smoky sighs, where cast the air. and they but eyes such dreary tears distil, the tender spring which quicken where they fall, and I have bent to throw me down before. When raging love with extreme pain, by Henry Howard. When raging love with extreme pain most cruelly distrains my heart, and with my tears, as floods of rain, bears witness of my woeful smart, and sighs so wasted so my breath, and I lie at the pound of death. I call to mind the knife great at the Greek broad to draw in tone, and how the boisterous winds did beat their ships and rend their sails adown, like a Menon's daughter's blood appeased the goddess at them stood. And how that in those 10 years were, for many a blood dead was done, and many a lord that came full fair, their court's bane, alas the sun, and many a good knight o'errun before the Greek had Helen won. When think I thus, sith such restrain, so long time war valiant men, was all to win the lady fair, shall I not learn to suffer then, and think my life will spent to be rather worthier wight than she? Wherefore I never repent, but pains contented still endure, for like as when rough winter spent, the pleasant spring straight draweth from the, so after raging storms of care, joyful at length may be my fair.